Hey everyone, it's time to learn how to draw Slade from Teen Titans. Let's do this! I'm real excited about this. This has been requested by a fan, Rave something. He's been requested forever, so this is for you. And a real quick question before we start. What is everyone's opinion on the new Teen Titans Go? Like I just saw the the trailers and things. I just don't even know what to think because Teen Titans, the series was so amazing, action-packed, and this just looks like a comedy or something. So let me know that, and let's get started on this, please. So here we go. I'm gonna do this a little different. What you notice with my channel, with my drawings, is every time I draw something, I usually approach it a different way, or I start a different way, and this is just another technique I'm going to do. And to see more about amazing concept artists, check out Cycro's, one of the channels. He's over here in my other channel list. He does amazing concept art. But I'm going to try this a little different. Rather than starting with the head or something, I'm going to start with basic lines, and I'm using a reference, and I'll get into why. The reason why I use reference sometimes is if I can't think of something for imagination, like an evil pose, or if I just like the way, like I love the way this reference photo look, so I kind of wanted to stick with it and draw it from that. But all I'm doing here, I'm making basic forms, and this is a cool way to kind of sketch and get a feel. And you can see I'm just doing like the upper body mass, and once again I'm just looking at the photo. I'm not checking the things 100% like it, but I'm just getting a feel. Like right here where the arm comes down, I'm making very simple shape, and this is the reason why this is how I usually draw, or one of the ways I really prefer to draw. And the reason is because I'm just making quick marks where things go, and making quick marks, shapes and forms. And the reason is because it's quick, it's fun, and it's fluid, and plus when you draw like this you get a basic proportion set. Your proportions are already ready, and all you really have to worry about is doing the fun stuff. Well, this is fun too, but I mean the extra fun stuff, which is seeing your drawing really come to life. That's kind of what I'm getting at. So this could be a little lower. I'll raise the head actually up a bit here. There's something I have to say I cannot remember. Oh yeah, I think I remember. But like sometimes, a lot of times I'll use a reference photo and I'll actually draw the photo itself and teach from that. But other times I'll do it from my imagination. Kind of like with the Captain America, that was just from my imagination. And so that was kind of a different one. And like I said, it just depends, because sometimes, like with Slade right here, I just love the way this photo look. It captures his presence, how evil he is, and his muscles, the pose. That's kind of the reason why I wanted to stick with this one. And plus I liked it a lot because it's a fairly simple vein here. It wasn't too complex. I'm making his arms huge. I want him to look huge forearms, big upper body. And all I'm doing is marking these little shapes. He's got where this comes around. And you can see I'm not adding any final lines, really just roughing it in. And you could try this too, like just sketch it. This is the best way to do it sometimes. And look, already I've got this form. And that's simple. And then what you can start doing is adding things. There's a strap. The strap comes along here. This is a little skinnier. And actually this is a lot slimmer. And you can slim it up. And once again, it's fun to draw like this because you're not worried about constantly looking by eye. And what I mean by that is, and that's kind of something I stressed in my other videos too I did, when you're drawing by eye and you're strictly drawing by eye, it trains your mind to see things. But this is my opinion. When I draw like that, I am not having fun. See, that strap just comes along kind of. When I draw like that, I am not having fun. And the reason is because it's like a whole different mental game of thinking. You're not focusing on, this is going to be awesome, this character's going to look evil. You're not thinking about those features, you're not thinking about things like that, but instead, you're literally looking at every point, every angle, and you're mapping it out in your brain. And in its own right, in its own given right and circumstance, it's intriguing, it's interesting to do, it relaxes the mind, and you kind of enter this Zen state, or this, you know, you enter this, like the title of my name of the channel, which is you kind of enter the drawing zone, so to speak. You get in that zone, and it's a good way to do it, but like I said just now, for me it's not that fun, because you're missing out on that jazz, that flow, if you're just looking. But you need to do it, it's good practice. But the point I'm getting at is just find what you like to draw and do what you like to draw, because it's like I stress, you know, you're not doing this, you're doing it for fun, you're doing it as a hobby to improve. And it's not like you're being told by some person, it's not like you're being told you got to draw this by a deadline or this. You know, that's why I love drawing so much. It relaxes me and it's fun, and I love to learn. But see how these basic shapes, I kind of got the muscles in, and real simple. I made the front a little slimmer than normal, and then all I'm going to do is map it out. Right here is kind of the middle of the chest. It's real huge pectoral muscles, and it comes in right here, and this arches down the whole metal. And like I said, I made it a little smaller, the torso, the upper body mass, and mainly it's because I kind of like that look a lot more. It kind of changes, and that's just my preference. You don't have to draw it like that. But very important, make sure his shoulders are wide, and he's got those pads. But going back to what I was saying, which is very important, and just mark these pads off here. So all I'm doing is little lines. I'm going to erase a bunch. I want it to look sketchy, I want it to look rough, kind of to capture that hard, just that evil presence here. Slade is so awesomely evil. He's too evil. He's too evil to control. But what I was saying about drawing from eye is, you know, there's people that will look at a building or a form or a face, and that's what I mean. They're literally looking at it and they're discovering how to draw every part. And then, you look at that, then you look at the paper, you mark a little point, then you look at that, and then you go back. That's what I mean when I really say drawing by eye. Then this other shoulder pad, these little metal pads, and you got a line here, the arm, and then same on this side. And this is so fun. I love drawing like this because it's sketchy. You're making little points the whole way. And try drawing like this. Every video, that's what I love about being able to teach on here, because every video I kind of do something different. And there's no wrong or right way. Slade is evil. Oh, I've got another question for everyone. Who is your favorite Teen Titans villain? Who do you think it is? I really love, there are so many great villains. Oh my gosh. All I'm doing is roughing this shape in. You can see it kind of juts out. So it gets skinnier at the end. I'm just going to erase some of these lines in between. You can see very slowly it's forming, and the pectoral muscle comes out here. And with the lines, these little light lines, they're going to be a little darker gray, and it's so hard to see the photo right now. But I'm just kind of free forming it, going with the flow. You got these lines. Just trying to make sure I got the lines here. Got all these lines. Then another line here with kind of the upper body. But you can see what's going on now. You can see how you got all these different lines in the middle here. Now let's work on the head. And a lot of artists, like I stress, a lot of artists tend to draw like this. You know, a lot of artists tend to draw where they'll bounce around constantly, and that is a huge tip. That is a huge thing. If you kind of want to improve and get better, I highly recommend getting used to not just focus on one area, but bouncing all around, because what you'll start to discover is the image will come together, and one part that originally may have looked weird or awkward, if you work on other parts of the drawing, it'll start to come together, and it's like, holy cow. So that's a huge tip, and that's something you got to kind of train your mind to get used to doing a lot more often. And if you look, like I said, a lot of these amazing professional artist channels on here, watch them and you'll see what I mean. They will work and they'll bounce from arm, torso, and do detail. That's what's fun. That's when you know you're doing, having fun too, drawing. And just right down the middle, very simple line, kind of like that. And you can make the head bigger. In this drawing, it kind of looks a little small, and I'm going to keep it about that size. And the eye is kind of high up. Yeah, the eye is actually pretty high up. You got a little circle here, like that. And the eye sits about right there, and it's small. You don't want to exaggerate too big. And the tip kind of comes upward, like that, and curves down. I'm trying to look at the end. See this downward curve? See how it just curves on the tip here. Really evil looking, man. Then that one little dark pupil on the top. Oh! Now it's looking like Slade, baby. Robin, where have you been? I'm gonna kill the Teen Titans. The Teen Titans will no longer exist. Robin, you've fallen right into my plan. I can't do a good Slade impersonation. So there you go, you got this. Let's start darkening the lines. It's fun time, fun time. I'm going to start with this darker, and the reason is because it's a form that's covering everything, so it kind of gives me a guide as to what's behind it. But look how dark I'm doing. Notice how I'm curving my wrist here. Nice smooth curve. And look at that line. Look at that beautiful line. I just love to make little lines, baby. Making lines all day. Ooh, yeah. Then here another one. This is where the fun starts. You want to make dark lines. You want to push those values, baby. Push them values, baby. And here's another one. Little bolts and nuts and things. It's so hard to see this image. And once again, I stress it, and I can't stress again, this is a drawing, so you want to emphasize that. You want to emphasize the lines, and you want to emphasize the contrast with your pencil. Let the pencil flow. Feel the magic of the pencil. And I can't stress this enough, because I'm looking at an image that's a cartoon image of, you know, cell shading, whatever it's called. So you want to keep that in mind. And see these lines go upward. So it's never going to look as crisp and clear as that. So let's always keep that in mind. You know, the big shape of the metal. And see how it just wraps around like that. Then this shape, dark. Let's get the mask in. So mask, you got 4 slots on the mouthpiece. Oh no, I made that line too inward. No big deal. You can tell I'm hyper doing this one. I'll pull that line up, nice curve. And coming up very soon, hopefully it'll be done at the end of the week. Very exciting. I'm doing an art collab video with some big channels. I am so excited. Steve Ray Bro, he's going to be in it, which amazing. He inspires me, and he's helped me a lot through this. He's going to be in it. and 3 slots. It's best to sketch it lightly first. There's my computer battery about to go dead. But like here, these lines arch like this. And you got the back of it and the front. Then these little pouches. The reason I'm jumping around is because I only can see the image so much longer. I want to make sure I capture it right. So pouch, little pouch. The belt is a rectangle within a rectangle. The abdominal muscle, very simple line. That's something you'll notice with a lot of abdominal muscles. I like the way they designed the suit. It's awesome the way they did it. And same with this side, you got this curve up. The shadow behind there. What the heck was I just thinking of? I seriously don't remember. Oh yeah, I remember now. Oh, yeah, it's awesome. Like, see how these pads on the arm? But it's awesome because Steve Ray Bro, he's gonna do the final editing, I believe, and the Horizon Bears on our channel. So excited! We're gonna have another site called Bailey Creations, and basically what we're doing is, this is a good update for all the fans who are curious what's going on. We're basically working together. We're all making our section of a video, and this video is going to be shown on each other's channels and with our videos in it. So in other words, each of us makes a 30-second segment, and then they're going to finish the final video with all of our sections in there, and then basically we'll upload it to each of our channels. So all of our fans can get to know their fans and kind of meet, and it's a way so everyone knows each other's channels better, and just a way to support each other. And I'm very excited. Let's see these slits. Make sure you get them as closely as you can. And these ones here are a little gray because it's a black mask, so you want to, my advice is just leave them like that. I love this, man. Then ultimately, the best way to wrap it up, just dark lines, or it's dark. I'll kind of let you finish. I'll let you finish up the shading on your own, everyone, because I'll probably speed it up here soon. I like to do that. Let's see what I'm doing. All these areas are black, X. This is a gray, so you can put a G there. That's just the way a lot of people do a G there. But just marking it up. And see these lines, these thick lines like the pectoral muscles, they're basically a lighter color gray, so just fill them in as you go. And to finish this piece, being that's at an angle, you only see 2 of them. And make it curve up, that's the key. And you want to put, I think you see 2. Maybe you'll see 1 down here. It's hard to see. It doesn't have to be perfect, but 2 here. See how it's forming? I don't know what's been going on lately. I've been loving drawing like no other. Oh yeah. And the shading on the head kind of curves up. It goes down to the eye like that. And curves up. And notice where it gets skinny and wide again. See how it gets skinny and wide, and then comes down and gets wide towards the bottom. You know, as you get to draw more and more, you start to notice different angles. So don't worry if you're still practicing. A big key when it comes to drawing is you'll notice different angles for lines and different, you know, it's all about angles, shapes, and value. You know, your elements. So all I'm doing is making these little lines here and there. Some lines bigger than others. I always like to exaggerate these lines, these dark lines. See these lines in the pouch? So you just make these little folds, and when worn, just simple fold shapes, and try to vary the line thickness. In other words, don't make these lines as thick as the other lines. Oh, it looks a little... You know, that's something you get used to as you get better too. You kind of want to vary a lot of your line thickness, because if you have every line the same thickness, it just won't look right. Things won't have that feel. Like the belt has this feel to it. And, you know, pretty much we're done here. That's ultimately the finished thing. I think he's got an arm piece. I'm not too sure, but it's definitely armor here. And this be black, B for black, or simple X usually. And I would make this arm even a little wider, just to stress his forearms, how strong he is. That's about it, everyone. And thanks for watching. Remember, that's dark here, so X for that. I'm going to finish shading this, and thanks everyone for checking it out. Thank you.